we're not complaining, we're listing positive things. Hi, I'm Rai, and as many of you probably already know, I used to work on the Disney Cruise Line.
Who's that? That's right.
My girl's doing a real good job of looking at nobody right now.
So today I thought, rather than complain about it, we're going to talk about some of the perks about working on a Disney ship. And be sure to leave a comment down below with your favorite perk, but if you have any questions, feel free to follow me on Instagram. That's where I answer most of those questions. Alright, obviously the first and foremost is the travel. Waking up in a new country every day is very exciting. I visited about 20-ish countries when I was on the ships. For example, my most diverse contract started in Florida and ended in Alaska. So there are plenty of opportunities for you to see and do lots of things all over the world. But obviously different ships will have different itineraries. So for example, the Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy, they stick around the Caribbean area, and the Wonder will go off to Alaska in the summer, and the Magic goes over to Europe. Again, at the time of filming this, that could change because there are more ships coming. And on that note, I have friends from all over the world. So I've talked about my roommates before, but there are 60 different nationalities represented on the cruise ship, and there are times that I was the only American on my lifeguard team. But it can be sad because obviously not everyone has the same contract as you, so you might meet your best friend and they debark like the next month. The best part about that is on your vacation, you can go visit them wherever they happen to live. So for example, I've had friends come visit me here in Seattle. I'm going to visit a friend in England for her wedding. I even got to meet up someone from my new hire group who was visiting New Zealand at the same time I was. Alright, the next one is Disney employee discounts. When you work on the cruise ship, you are considered a cast member. You are given a blue ID, and that means you are given access to all of the cast member discounts that someone in the parks would get. So for example, I actually got to sign my friend Greg on for a day.
The ship is empty right now, which is pretty crazy. It's like walking through an empty Disneyland.
He came and hung out while we were in port in San Diego, and he had to leave by the time we set sail. But it was pretty cool. It's just like signing someone into the park for a day. Every Disney cast member actually gets access to the unsold rooms on Disney cruises. So a couple months ahead, they'll say, hey, all of these rooms are available, who wants them, basically. So I actually was able to get my parents to come sail in Alaska on my last week of my last contract. But if you're a high enough ranking officer, you can actually have people come sail with you for free, which is actually how I met my boyfriend. Alright, the next perk are port adventures. These are things that Disney schedules out for their guests to do while we're in port. So for example, if you want to go golfing in Jamaica, or if you're going to go swimming with stingrays in Castaway Cay, that's something Disney arranges for you. Any crew member can sign up to do one. We got to do them more often because lifeguards technically fall under the Port Adventures department.
So welcome to Castaway Cay. Disney Fantasy is trying out the jet elevator.
Dun dun dun!
But basically after you come back, you just fill out a piece of paper, like a survey of how it went and how you rate it and all that. I actually got to do a handful of them, like swimming with stingrays on Castaway Cay, swimming with sea turtles in Barbados.
Well, we swam with a turtle. It's a beautiful day. We're getting ready to go to a shipwreck, so that should be pretty cool.
And dog sledding on a glacier in Alaska. I did have to pay for that one though. But overall, the ability to go on them is available to you as long as your schedule allows for it. And the next one is room and board. So Disney actually pays for your rent and for your food while you're living and working on the Disney ship. But crew members can actually request to go and eat in any of the dining rooms, except Remy, for an additional fee if they so choose. So for example, if I wanted to eat at Tiana's or Animator's Palette, I fill out a form, I go to dinner, I have the dinner, I would pay I think $6 for the normal restaurant, and if I wanted to go to Apollo, I think it's $40, and then plus tip. But again, that could all be changed or different or whatever, that's just from what I remember. However, that is all dependent on the rank of the crew member. So for example, I was a petty officer, that was within my privileges to be able to eat in any of the dining rooms. Same with the quick service locations.
Okay, we're freezing the night away tonight, but before we do that, we're gonna go get some food. We have the privilege to come up and watch the deck show.
We were able to go up there on our off time and eat. We did have to ask for permission for that, and then we also, if we were in line for the food, if someone got in line behind you, you would have to get out of line and go behind them. But again, this is a perks video, not a complaining video. And then in addition to that, we also have our own crew bar. This will be like a coffee thing during the day, and at night they sell a wide variety of alcoholic beverages. I think they also sell cigarettes. I'm not entirely sure. I don't smoke, but that's what I remember. Alright, the last one are the crew parties. The biggest assumption I've ever heard about crew members are they party a lot. And you're not wrong. We have a lot of parties. So we actually have a dedicated crew activities manager, or the CAM, who's in charge of scheduling and throwing all kinds of events and parties for us to do while we're on the ship. They're obviously the big ones like New Year's Eve or Christmas or Thanksgiving. All the major holidays will have some sort of event, whether it's a party or maybe a special dinner in the crew mess. Kind of just depends. Sometimes we get character meet and greets as well, where all of the characters meet at once and we get a big old picture, which is great. I'm a big fan. Also, if there's a new Disney movie coming out, not only do they screen it for the guests during dinner time, they'll also screen one just for the crew at like 1 or 2 in the morning a couple days later. That was actually the first crew event that I went to when I was a new hire on the Fantasy, was watching one of the newest Pirates of the Caribbean movies. But I saw a lot of movies like Coco, I saw Wrinkle in Time that way, The Adventures Endgame, basically anything from like 2017 to 2018 I saw on the ship. Also, each individual department will have parties for their own teams. So for example, the entertainment department had the best parties. We had silent discos, we would have Christmas in July. All kinds of random things just kind of throughout the contract, which kind of was nice. We also had fleet-wide events like the Crew Awards show.
We're going to make it this night. The Crew Awards is today. It's all happening. It's all here. We're live. We're here at the Walt Disney Theater.
Or the DCL Games, kind of like the Olympics where everyone participates and you win awards and things.
Magic.
But last and certainly not least are the guest satisfaction parties.
Okay, we finna pay some bingo.
Yes.
So at the end of every cruise, when you fill out your guest survey, if they all tally up to be over 80% satisfaction, we got a party sponsored by the captain. So whenever you fill out your guest survey at the end of your cruise, make sure you're nice about it because it means that we get a party later. So those are my top perks about working on a Disney cruise ship. Leave a comment down below, tell me which one was your favorite. While you're down there, be sure to like the video and subscribe if you're not. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys real soon.